Have you ever stepped into a place where every tree, every leaf, and every sound makes you uneasy? Have you ever felt that a mysterious force is close to you, yet you can't see it? This is the story of an event in the life of a woman so deeply connected to her that it changed the very reality of her world. One night, in a mysterious forest, and a reality beyond control, gave her life an entirely new direction. This story is not just about terrifying experiences, but also about a mother's love so profound that it outweighs everything else. This is the story of a woman that, once heard, will stir up a wave of questions and fear inside you. So, let's embark on a mysterious journey where a new secret awaits you at every step. Emma Clark was an ordinary girl whose heart was always on a quest for natural beauty and peace. One day, an event came into her life that turned all her realities upside down. It was in 2015, when Emma and her best friend Sophia decided to go camping in a mysterious forest, a place where locals had always told strange stories, and whose beauty was unparalleled, yet its mysteriousness had sent a wave of fear through Emma's heart. Emma had always sought peace in natural environments, but because of Sophia's adventurous nature, she was with her. The two decided to camp in a part of the forest that was not only beautiful but also filled with tales of bizarre and mysterious occurrences. As soon as they stepped into the forest, a strange silence enveloped them. The trees were so dense that light barely reached the ground. All around them were strange marks and ruins that seemed to hide some mystery. Sophia immediately took out her camera and started recording every scene, while Emma's heart raced with fear and curiosity. Emma felt that everything seemed off. As they ventured deeper, the forest became more mysterious, but Emma tried to ignore her fear. That night, they set up the tent, lit a fire, and went to sleep while telling old stories. But in the middle of the night, Emma's eyes opened due to an unknown feeling. It felt as though someone had placed a hand on her shoulder. She looked around but saw no one. Her heartbeat was uncontrollable, yet she convinced herself that it must be her imagination. The next morning, Emma told Sophia about the incident, but Sophia just laughed and said, "Emma, you always find fear in everything." Emma ignored Sophia's reaction and went on with the day. But inside her, an odd unease was growing, hidden in the depths of the forest's mystery. The next night, Emma once again heard the same strange noises. These sounds were coming along with the gentle rustling of the stream. Emma unconsciously started heading toward the stream. As she reached the water, a cold wave wrapped around her body, and at that moment, Emma felt that someone was near her. Before she could understand what was happening, a mysterious force seized her, and darkness enveloped her vision. When Emma's eyes opened, she found herself lying on the ground. Her body was scratched, her clothes torn, and Sophia was standing nearby, her eyes filled with fear. "Emma, what happened?" Sophia asked in surprise. Emma had no answer. They immediately packed their things and left the forest. A few weeks later, Emma faced another reality. She was pregnant. This was a shock to Emma, as she had no idea how this could have happened. She immediately mentioned it to Sophia, who, concerned, said, "Emma, you should get rid of this baby. It could be too complicated for you and all of us." Emma rejected the idea and said that she would never abandon her child. A few weeks before Liam's birth, Emma began having strange dreams. Every night, as she tried to sleep, a mysterious shadow would appear in her dreams. The shadow was blurry, but its voice was deep and mysterious. Every night, it repeated the same words. "The child in your womb is very special. Take good care of him, he is my trust. At the right time, I will take this trust back." Emma became frightened by these dreams, but she tried to ignore them. She told herself that they were just memories of the forest's mysterious atmosphere that had taken root in her mind. But the repetition of these dreams made her more restless. Along with the dreams, strange occurrences began happening around her. Sometimes doors would open by themselves, lights would turn off on their own, and sometimes Emma would feel as though someone was near her. One night, it escalated to the point where Emma felt as if someone was standing in her room. When she mustered the courage to turn around, there was nothing there, but her heart started pounding loudly. When Emma shared these things with Sophia, Sophia told her, "Emma, this is just a figment of your imagination. Maybe you're overthinking it." But Emma knew it wasn't just her imagination. The dreams and these occurrences were connected, and they had something to do with the child growing inside her. Emma could no longer ignore the words from the dreams. Every night, she would think about the mysterious voice, and the question would constantly linger in her mind. Who is this trust? And why will it be taken from me? Despite all these questions, Emma made a decision. Whatever happens, I will never let anyone take my child. He is mine, and I will protect him. After 9 months of struggle and unspoken worries, Emma gave birth to her son on a stormy night. That moment was a mixture of joy and fear for her. When the child was born, the entire room filled with a strange light, as if some invisible force was present. The midwife looked at the baby with mixed expressions of surprise and fear and said, "This child is extraordinary." Emma held her son in her arms, and as she looked at him, she was stunned. The baby was extraordinarily beautiful, almost angelic. His large, deep eyes seemed to conceal some mysterious story, and his skin was so smooth and radiant that he looked nothing like an ordinary child. But one thing that surprised everyone was the child's long black hair and nails. Emma noticed that her son's hair wasn't like an ordinary child's, light and soft, but thick and shiny, as if they belonged to an adult. Similarly, his nails were unusually long and sharp, resembling animal claws. The midwife, startled, said, "I have never seen such a child. This is truly no ordinary child." Emma immediately held the baby closer and firmly told the midwife, "This is my child, and I won't let anyone's words frighten me into giving him up." Emma felt that as soon as she held the baby to her chest, he smiled. His smile was unusually charming, but Emma felt an odd sense of unease in her heart. The corners of the baby's lips had a strange curve, as if he knew some deep truth about the world. Emma named her son Liam and silently vowed to protect him at any cost, no matter what secrets the world might hold. But a question continued to echo in her mind. Who is this child? And why has nature sent him to me? As the days passed, Emma noticed that Liam was not only beautiful but also possessed some special powers. But what were these powers? And what changes would they bring to Emma's life? Liam was growing up rapidly, and with it, some strange powers began to manifest. When he turned 2, his eyes had a deep glow, as though he saw something hidden from Emma's eyes. The first sign of his powers came when Emma saw him playing with a toy truck. Liam touched a toy truck, and to her astonishment, the truck started moving on its own, as if someone had pushed it. Emma stared at him in surprise, not understanding how it was happening. But fear quickly crept into her heart. She knew that Liam had something special, something that wasn't found in ordinary children. After that, Emma noticed many times that when Liam focused on something, it would start moving. Sometimes a box full of clothes would suddenly shift, sometimes a curtain would move without any wind. Emma tried to dismiss these things as coincidences, but fear constantly gnawed at her. She feared these powers might harm Liam. Liam's powers were not just limited to objects. One day, Emma noticed that without speaking to anyone, he seemed to understand the condition of a person. One day, when Emma was worried and facing the struggles of her life, Liam came up to her and said, "Mom, you don't need to worry, I'm here with you." His words were filled with such certainty that they calmed Emma's heart. This little child was saying such powerful things that no child of his age should have been able to say. Similarly, one day, Emma noticed that when Liam was asleep, he seemed to be seeing something without moving. He would lie still, his face serene. Emma occasionally approached him and tried to shake him, but he didn't react. That was when Emma became certain that Liam's powers were not only connected to the material world but also to some invisible forces. All these events filled Emma's heart with a deep fear, but she was always immersed in her love for her son. She never wanted his powers to harm him or anyone else, but she knew that this was something she could neither stop nor understand. One day, Emma saw Liam playing under a tree for hours. When she reached him, she noticed that he was talking to someone, but Emma couldn't hear the voices. Suddenly, Emma felt that a genie was speaking to Liam. "Emma," the genie said, "you raised my child, and I thank you for that. But now the time has come for me to take him with me." This was the same genie Emma had seen in her dreams, but she had dismissed it as a figment of her imagination. Emma screamed, "No! "He's my son, you can't take him." But the genie smiled and took Liam with him, and both vanished. This event was the turning point in Emma's life, one that changed her forever. She tried to understand this new and mysterious chapter of her life, and her heart always prayed for her son's return. She knew that her son was now connected to a mysterious world she never wished to be a part of. Emma Clarke's story is of a mother who never gave up on her son and always prayed for his return.